Where did the idea for the shining stones of the brother of Jared come from? Ether 2:23-3-4. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, What will ye that I should do that ye may have light in your vessels? For behold, ye cannot have windows, for they will be dashed in pieces. Neither shall ye take fire with you, for ye shall not go by the light of fire. For behold, ye shall be as a whale in the midst of the sea, for the mountain waves shall dash upon you. Nevertheless I will bring you up again out of the depths of the sea, for the winds have gone forth out of my mouth, and also the rains and the floods have I sent forth. And behold, I prepare you against these things. For howbeit, ye cannot cross this great deep, save I prepare you against the waves of the sea, and the winds which have gone forth, and the floods which shall come. Therefore what will ye that I should prepare for you that ye may have light when ye are swallowed up in the depths of the sea? And it came to pass that the brother of Jared, now the number of the vessels which had been prepared was 8. Therefore the brother of Jared went forth unto the mount, which they called the Mount Shalem because of its exceeding height, and did molten out of a rock 16 small stones, and they were white and clear, even as transparent glass. And he did carry them in his hands up on the top of the mount, and cried again unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, thou hast said that we must be encompassed about by the floods. Now behold, O Lord, and do not be angry with thy servant because of his weakness before thee, for we know that thou art holy and dwellest in the heavens, and that we are unworthy before thee. Because of the fall our natures have become evil continually. Nevertheless, O Lord, thou hast given us a commandment that we must call upon thee, that from thee we may receive according to our desires. Behold, O Lord, thou hast smitten us because of our iniquity, and hast driven us forth, and for this many years we have been in the wilderness. Nevertheless thou hast been merciful unto us. O Lord, look upon me in pity, and turn away thine anger from this thy people, and suffer not that they shall go forth across this raging deep in darkness. But behold these things which I have molten out of the rock. And I know, O Lord, that thou hast all power and can do whatsoever thou wilt for the benefit of man. Therefore touch these stones, O Lord, with thy finger, and prepare them that they may shine forth in darkness, and they shall shine forth unto us in the vessels which we have prepared, that we may have light while we shall cross the sea. Verse 16. A window shalt thou make. What this was cannot be absolutely ascertained. The original word Zohar signifies clear or bright. The Septuagint translated by Apoionigon, collecting, thou shalt make the ark, which plainly shows they did not understand the word as signifying any kind of window or light. Symmachus. Clark gets this wrong because the book he is likely using, Apollipomena, for his information has this name italicized, and the H looks like a B translates a diaphanes, a transparency, and Aquila, mesembrinon, the noon. Jonathan Ben Uziel supposes that it was a precious luminous stone which Noah, by divine command, brought from the river Pison. It is probably a word which should be taken in a collective sense, signifying apertures for air and light. In a cubit shalt thou finish it above, probably meaning that the roof should be left a cubit broad at the apex or top, and that it should not terminate in a sharp ridge. But this place is variously understood. Adam Clark, 1762 to the 26th of August 1832. Adam Clark Commentary, 1810, Genesis 6:16. In the creation of Joseph Smith's translation of the Bible, Sidney Rigdon and Joseph Smith used Adam Clark's commentary. Go thou unto Pison, and take from thence a precious stone, and fix it in the ark to illuminate you. With the measure of a cubit or span shalt thou complete it above, and a door shalt thou set in the side of the ark, and with dwelling places inferior, second, and third, shalt thou make it. Targum Jonathan on Genesis 6:16. Jonathan Ben Uziel was one of the 80 Tanaim who studied under Hillel the Elder, about 110 BC to 10 AD, during the time of Roman rule Judea. Although Targum Jonathan was composed in antiquity, probably in the 2nd century CE, it is now known only from medieval manuscripts, which contain many textual variants. Genesis 6:16 King James Version, 16. A window equals Zohar, Septuagint equals gathering shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. Isaiah 16:3 King James Version, 3. Take counsel, execute judgment, make thy shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday, equals Sahorim, Septuagint equals noonday, hide the outcast, bewray not him that wandereth. It is clear that Adam Clark takes much of his information from Apollipomena, Dissertation 12, of the Zohar within the ark. Now, though Zohar, in the singular, be found nowhere else but in this one place, yet the dual of it, Zoharaim, we find several times in Scripture, and particularly in this very book of Genesis, and always put for noon, or to express the strength of the sun at midday, when also Aquila, in this very place, chose to make use of the word mesembrinon, to express by it the clearest light, as that when the sun is in the meridian. And Dunclose, whose authority is unexceptionable as to his great exactness, doth here render the text, a light thou shalt make, and that he could by this mean no other than a certain luminous substance, giving light on every side, is plain enough from his here choosing the word which had before been used by him in speaking of the heavenly luminaries, Genesis 1 verse 16. The sun and moon, whence his Latin interpreter, by his Fennis Ramphases, hath no less mistaken him, than if one should accordingly make Moses to say, God made 2 great windows, the greater window to rule the day, and the lesser window to rule the night. 6. Some of the Jewish doctors were of opinion that this must have been a sort of precious stone, or carbuncle, which was hung up in the midst of the ark. And Ben Uziel accordingly paraphraseth this place, Go thou to Pison, and take thence a precious stone, and place it in the ark, that it may give light unto you. And Symmachus also probably might have an eye to, as thinking the Zohar of the ark to be some diaphanous stone, to which the Jewish writers give the name of Margelith, whence he reads it by diaphanes, diaphanous. For it is now no longer incredible that the Zohar, or Zohar, should be, according to the proper signification of the word, and the interpretations of the ablest expositors, a certain self-shining substance, natural or artificial, since there have within this last age been so many productions of this sort, Italian, German, and English, liquid and solid, and so many experiments made with them by the ingenious. 10. So no more is here meant but that Noah, the inspired artist of this precious self-shining substance, must have been directed to the fountain and river of wisdom before that the ark could be finished above, so as to be fit to maintain the life of all flesh, which mold be contained within it, but others will have it to be a certain stone, or crystal, which is the image and mirror of the invisible God in nature, far more precious than gold, which Job, they say, alluded to, chapter 28. 17. Which Moses also shut up in the ark of the covenant, and which was called the glory of God, shewing in the night like a burning fire, or like a bright and shining star, or phosphorus, which gave light also by day. Thus Monsieur Blancourt, speaking of the original of glass, who hath others of the same mind with him, not to mention what some likewise, both Jews and Christians, have advanced concerning the Urim, which is by interpretation lights or fires, or the abominable imitation thereof by the devil, and his vile crew of soothsayers and conjurers, to all which I have nothing to say, but this only, that in all researches of this high nature, and humble modesty best becomes the inquirer, and let every one receive, according to the measure which God hath given him, wherewith to receive. So, whichever of these are in the right as to the nature and form of the Zohar, I presume not to determine, but leave every one to judge according to the degrees of credibility, for no one can easily believe it to have been a dark piece of wood, made in shape of a window, for the letting in, or shutting out, of the external light and air, but must think it, at least, not improbable, that it might be some factitious self-shining substance, most highly exalted by divine art, for all the uses and services of that wonderful fabric, either in the form of a perpetual lamp, or of a flaming carbuncle, or star, which matter is humbly proposed to the further inquiry of the curious. Francis Lee, M.D., of Holy Pomona, or Dissertations, Theological, Mathematical, and Physical, 1752, Volume 1, Dissertation 12, of the Zohar within the Ark, pages 245 through 257. Subscribers' names: W. Colonel Elisha Williams, of Connecticut in America. Francis Lee, M.D., of Holy Pomona, or Dissertations, Theological, Mathematical, and Physical, 1752, Volume 1. A list of the subscribers. Page 34. Elisha Williams, August 26, 1694, Hatfield, Massachusetts, to July 24, 1755, Wethersfield, Connecticut, was a congregational minister, legislator, militia soldier, jurist, and rector of Yale College from 1726 to 1739. It is probable that Elisha Williams influenced Solomon Spaulding. 6. In this ark Noah is commanded to make a window, as this word is used but once in this sense throughout the whole Hebrew Bible, and even the Genesis 6:16. Zohar Genesis 8:6. Hall alone, window, which Noah looked out at to view. The earth is called in Hebrew by another name, so it hath occasioned great difficulty among expositors to explain it. As the verb from whence it is derived in the Chaldee language frequently signifies to shine, or give light, so Jonathan their Paraphrase expounds the command thus: Go thou to Pheson, and take from thence a precious stone, and place it in the ark to give light unto you. Arthur Bedford, M.A., 1668 to 1745. The scripture chronology demonstrated by astronomical calculations, and also by the year of Jubilee, and the sabbatical year among the Jews, or an account of time from the creation of the world to the destruction of Jerusalem, as it may be proved for the writings of the Old and New Testament, 1730, Book 1, Chapter 11, page 144. In that it was used in the creation of the lectures on faith, it is very likely that Sidney Rigdon possessed this book.